Hey guys, so are you ready for this scary story time? So I swear to God, I don't even know where to begin except just to begin. This story is so unbelievable that even I don't believe it because it's so crazy. Like, I wouldn't believe it unless I had been through it, and I did, obviously, so I believe it. But if I didn't, like, if I were you, I wouldn't believe it either. So if you don't believe my story, I get it. It's so crazy. But it's true. It's unfortunately true. And this is why I don't date hardly ever, because when I do date, like, they are crazy. Crazy. Oh my God. Okay. I don't even know what I'm gonna tell this video or what the thumbnail is gonna be. I don't know. But I am actually done. Like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this kind of stuff anymore because it always ends up like this. It ends up with me being in these crazy situations. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you love story times. Leave a comment. All my social media will be linked down below in the description box. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. Follow, add, and like me. Everything will be linked down below in the description box. Click the gray bell. Gray bell, subscribe, comment. Social media will be in the info box. And yeah, just making sure because I want you to follow me because I want more followers and I want more people to like my selfies. I'm a mess. I love selfies, okay? I'm a selfie addict now, okay? On Instagram. Actually, everything. I guess I post my selfies on everything. Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, yeah. And I put on my stories now, which is so you guys might see my stories. Girl, my Facebook, Instagram stories. Girl, my stories. My Snapchat story, girl. Oh my God, okay. Let's get this video started because I'm hyper. I'm hyper piper. Okay, wow. Okay. So, this takes place last year. Actually, last October. Yeah. As you guys know, last October was a weird time for me. I was kind of going a little crazy on YouTube, girl. Okay, I was a little ratchet last October, which I don't regret, by the way. But, I'm just saying. Anyway, and things were kind of going kind of crazy. I was going ratchet, and I was like, you know what? I'm in a crazy mood. Let me go on a blind date. So I called my friend. We're gonna call her. I don't ever use real names because you guys hear that? The dishwasher. Okay. It beeps when it's done. Anyway, I don't use real names because I don't want to call anyone out. I spill tea, but I'm not here to like shade anybody. Well, anyway, moving on. No, okay. I'm gonna call her, let's see, I'm gonna call her Sarah or some shit. Okay, so I call my friend Sarah. I'm like, girl, what it do? No, I'm playing. No, I'm like, hey, no, fuck it, let's just hook me up with one of you guys. With one of your gay guy friends that you know, whatever. And she's like, really? Like, you hate dating? I'm like, yeah, but I'll be honest, I was like, I'm horny. It's been a while. I want some. I want to go on a date. Let's just get it poppin'. So she's like, okay. Because she's always telling me, you know, hey, I got this hot guy to hook up with. And I'm like, nah, I'm not interested. I was like, hit me with your best shot, you know. So, we're going to call him. I won't use his real name. I want to call him. Okay, I'm going to call him Peter. Mess. Okay. So, what was the first girl's name? Sarah, because I'm using all these fake names because I don't want to call these bitches out. Okay, so Sarah and Peter, right? Embarrassing if the name was changed. Anyway, so, okay, my friend was Sarah and we'll call him Peter, okay? So yeah, so Sarah. So, she gives me his number. Well, she gives him my number and, yeah. So, a few days later, I get a call. Well, a text and then a call. Saying, hey, this is Peter, can I call you? I was like, yeah, sure. So, he has a nice, deep voice. Excuse me, as I voice drops now. He has a nice deep voice, and he sounds sexy on the phone. I'm like, okay. So we chat for a little bit, and just make sure if he's hot or not. You know, like hot or not. Hot or not, hot or not. We FaceTime a little bit, and I'm like, okay, he's hot, okay. Like, he's fine as hell. Like, I swear to God, like, he looks a little bit like Chris Hemsworth. A little bit. I know. So I was like, okay, we good. So I was like, cause you know, I don't date no. Okay, no scrubs, girl. I want a hottie. Okay, I want a fit guy. Okay. Anyway, you guys know. So basically, fast forward. This is no point in the video. This video. Okay. So a few days later, he takes me out, comes to my house, picks me up. He has a nice car, by the way. He has a Porsche. Yeah. I mean, not like new, but like within 5 years. So I'm like, okay. So he has a Porsche. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it. I'm not a gold digger or anything, but you know, I appreciate the fun things in life if you know what I mean. Okay. So he's a Porsche. Picks me up, opens the door. I'm like, okay. I like that. Like Cardi B says, I like it like that. I do. So anyway, so basically, this isn't the part of the story. I'm just kind of being a mess. Okay. So anyway, fast forward to the good part. So we're at dinner. Everything's good. Conversation is going well. This is where it's going downhill. Pretty fast. I don't know how we started talking. Oh, yeah. He asked me if I'm close to my parents. I'm like, yeah. And I asked him, are you close to your parents? And he said, very, very close. And I'm like, oh, well, great. I'm close to my parents. I live with my parents. I love my parents, everything. He's like, oh, I live with my parents, and I love my mother. And I'm like, great. And he's like, yeah, well, you know, my father, we're not close. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He says, yeah. And he's like, yeah, he's a real fucking bastard. I fucking hate him. And I'm like, oh, wow, I'm so sorry. He's like, yeah, he abandoned me and my mother, and if I ever find out where he is. And I'm like, oh, gosh. I swear to God, he, like, flipped on me. And I was like, okay, well, if it's obviously a sore subject for you, let's just move on. He's like, yeah, like, and he starts cussing. He's like, I fucking hate him. And he's like, doing like this. He's like, if I ever find out where he is. And I'm like, oh shit, this guy's crazy. I was like, okay. I know. And it gets, this is just the beginning. Wait for this. So then I'm like, okay, well, let's just change the subject. He's like, yeah. And the worst part is he voted for Trump. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm like, wait, oh, sorry. I'm like, how do you know he's voted for Trump? He's like, because I follow him on Facebook. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, he's a Trump supporter and everything. And he's like, well, yeah. And he's like, yeah. Did you vote last year in an election? Because this is last year, so 2016. Did you vote? I'm like, oh, no, I don't vote because I don't like either of the candidates. And he's like, huh. He says to me, well, you're part of the problem because you people don't vote. And then we get him in president. And he starts rambling. I'm like, he's like, yeah, and Trump reminds me of my father. And then he starts going off and up. And I'm like, yeah, I think. So honestly, I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm ready to go. He's like, I'm sorry. It's just so gross. I don't really care about some particle in my food. Like, went in my mouth and I had to like chew it up and swallow it. I know it's like way TMI, but you know me, I'm a mess. Okay, it tasted good. Like, as a little snack, I'm a mess, right? There's always something in the back of my teeth and like it gets dislodged. And then I have to chew it up and swallow it. Anyway, moving on. Ow, that hurt. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I'm like, just take me home. He's like, you know what, it's late. Do you want a nightcap? And I'm like, look, this guy's clearly deranged in my opinion. So I was like, you know what? He's hot. He's crazy. The sex is going to be great. I know I'm a mess, right? So I'm like, you know what? Let me just go to his house for a nightcap. Fuck it. Literally. No, I'm kidding. So he takes me to his house, and this is where it gets really, really crazy. And I know this is unbelievable, but I swear this all happened. Like, I swear to Gucci and Prada and Louis Vuitton, like, it's happened, girl. So he takes me, first of all, his house, he didn't tell me, he lives like an hour and a half away out of town, on the outskirts of town. He lives in some old farmhouse. Yeah. He starts arguing with me the whole time we're there, like, in the car. Like, he's like, people like you know, you're so entitled, you don't think voting matters. I'm like, can we not talk about this anymore? Like, what the hell? He's like, yeah, and then you don't want to talk about it. You're just like my father. I was like, he's like, my mother warned me about guys like you. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm just like, you know what? Because we're almost at his house, and I'm like, on second thought, can you just drop me off at my place? I am just so uncomfortable. He's like, no, I'm not gonna do you any more favors. And I'm like, so I'm getting really scared. So also, my phone's about to die. Like, it's 20%, and I left my charger at home. I know. So, and he saw me because I was trying to get my phone out, and he's like, don't even bother with your phone. There's like no cell reception here anyway. And I'm like, I know, right? It's you know, it's getting really bad, right? Like, and it gets worse. And then, oh God. And then he's like, God, when my mother meets you, she will hate you. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, what's your fucking problem? And he's like, no, what? And he stopped, he puts the brakes, and he's like, no, what's your fucking problem? And I'm like, he's like, you know what? You remind me you're just like him. And I'm like, what, your father? He's like, no, my ex-boyfriend, he was just like you. He thought he was a shit. And you know what? This is just not gonna work out. That's what he said. I'm like, clearly it's not gonna work out. He's like, yeah, well, you can just walk home. I'm like, we're in the middle of nowhere. He's like, I don't care, just walk home. You're not worth it. After he says to me, I was like, okay, well, can you at least let me use your home phone to call an Uber or something? He's like, and this is like, oh, I didn't tell you, this is like 1 in the morning. Yeah, because we literally went to dinner, had like dinner was like at 9 o'clock. That's a whole different story, like how, yeah, we had a late dinner, because anyway, that's a whole different story. Long story short, basically, he called me and rescheduled, and he had to work late and all this shit, and anyway, that's a whole different thing, but anyway, whatever. So we had a late start, we had dinner for a couple hours, he was good, and then he started going crazy real quick, so I wanted to go home. Anyway, and then we had an hour and a half, 2 hours to go to his place. It was like 1 in the morning by the time this all happened. I was like, fuck it. So we went to his, okay, so he lived in like this little shedded little house in the woods, like kind of like a wooded like farmland. And his mother had this bigger house right next to it. It's all in the same like lot. I know. So basically, he said, let me drop you at my mom's. You can use the payphone there, and then whatever. And he's like, you can just leave my mom's house. I don't even want you in my bed. I don't want you in my house. I was like, wow. So I knock on the door. He like speeds off like half a mile down the road to his house. I knock on the door, and his mom is like, apparently he called his mom like before we left, because he had to go to the bathroom. He called his mom. He's like, yeah, my sweet son told me about you. He told me that you remind him of my ex-husband. I'm like, so at this point, I'm just like, I have to get the hell out of here. So I'm like, you know what, ma'am, I'm so sorry. Can I use your phone? He's like, no, you can't use my phone. I was like, oh my God. He's like, you know what? You know what I want to do to you? And I'm like, ma'am, I'm really uncomfortable. Can I please use your phone, make a phone call, and then I'll be out of your hair. I'm so sorry that I've troubled you. He's like, you know what? You I swear, I thought she was gonna like hit me or something. She was like, you just remind me just like him. I'm like, this is like Norman Bates and his mother. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is crazy. Like, two psychos, like, cuckoo. Like, literally, Alfred Hitchcock is shook because Psycho the sequel is being filmed right now. This is crazy. So, she's like, breathe. I'm like, she's like, you know what? I'm so sorry. Come in. I was like, so I come in, he's like, just use the phone, make it quick. Do you want something to drink? And I'm like, no, I don't want anything to drink, I just want the phone. So I use the phone, I call an Uber. Luckily, that went smoothly, and the Uber said, I'm gonna be 40 minutes. So I'm like, fucking hell. So I'm waiting for the Uber. What was that? Did you hear that noise? I swear to God, there's a poltergeist in my house. Ah! No, I'm kidding. You guys. Literally. The door. There's a bang on the freaking front door. And it's him. He's like, oh, you're still here? I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for the Uber. And his mother said, he even looks like your ex-boyfriend. He's like, yeah, I know. Ugh. Isn't he horrible? And I'm like literally right here. I'm like, and they both like look at me up and down like this, like, ugh, God, you're all just the same. They keep saying to me over and over again. I'm like, oh my God, this is like the date from hell, like beyond date from, this is like hell, and then 50 feet of crap, and then more hell on top of that. It's just horrible. So they just like give me the silent treatment after that, thank God. And then I get a call, you know, and the Uber is in the front. So then, but I didn't say that, like, the Uber was lost. So I had to like literally walk through these like patch of like dark woods to go to the other side of the lot to find the Uber. And that was freaky. And then when I was leaving the house, his mother and his son, and then, you know, well, I call him my ex-boyfriend, but really we weren't dating. It was just one day, but anyway. As I was walking, they were both yelling, and never come back. And I was like, what the fuck? So literally, luckily I had like a little mini flashlight, because I always keep a little mini flashlight in my purse in case, yeah. A little mini flashlight. So I was like, not in the, it was like a little wooded area, like shortcut in between the lot. Because it was her house and then his house. And it was like a little wooded like patch there. It was like, it wasn't a little dramatic thing, woods. It was like trees and stuff. So I cut past that really fast. And they were yelling, don't ever come back, like a little bit 10 times. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I get into Uber and I finally go home, and I finally get home at like 4 in the morning, and just pass out, and it felt like a nightmare, because I literally woke up at like noon the next day being like, what the fuck? And I wake up to like all these texts saying, he literally texted me saying, you're the most disgusting person I've ever been around, you're horrible, you should have voted, you're ugly, you remind me of my ex-boyfriend, you remind me of my father, my mom hates you, like literally 15 texts after that. I was like, so I literally like block him obviously right then and there of everything, like everything. And I never heard from him again, thank God, but oh my God. I mean, nuts. Fucking nuts. Yeah. Now you guys know why I don't date. Because I literally, the psychos are everywhere. Psychos. Crazy. So anyway, that is the latest. So yeah, I mean, there's no words, right? It's, if I hadn't have gone through that, I wouldn't have believed it either. So it's freaking crazy. So anyway, what do you guys think? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up the video for more stories. For more story times. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified about a new video. Yeah, clicking the gray bell is important, because then you don't miss a video. A video. Then you don't miss a video. So yeah. So click. Oh, I always stutter when I say Click the gray bell. There we go. Okay. And then follow my social media. Everything will link down below in the description box. And I will see you in my next video. Yeah. So if you want more story times, give me a thumbs up. Because I have a couple other ones that I could do. One is like an update. Yeah. To that stalker that I had earlier this year. So if you want an update on that, I could do that if you want to hear that. And then I have other ones that are pretty crazy. They're even actually more scarier in different ways. This is scary because this guy was really psycho. His mother was like psycho. But I have other ones that I could say they're pretty scary. But yeah, let me know. And I'll do more if you want. Because it is October. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm in a hyper mood. I've been filming videos all night for you guys. So yeah. Okay. Like, comment, subscribe. Ow. No, I'm kidding. And I'll see you in my next video. Until next time. Bye, guys.